In the busy city of Nairobi, Kenya, there lived a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Mwangi. They had been married for 25 years, but they had no child. Mr. Mwangi was a kind man who worked as a bank manager, and his wife, Mama Aisha, was a caring woman who ran a small restaurant in the neighborhood. At the beginning of their marriage, they were happy. They believed that one day, God would bless them with a child. But as the years passed, people began to talk. Some whispered behind their backs, while others said hurtful words to Mama Aisha's face. "Look at her. A woman without a child is like a dry tree," said Mama Fatuma, a neighbor who always loved gossip. "Maybe she did something bad in her past. That's why God has refused to give her a child," another woman added. The words hurt Mama Aisha deeply, but she always smiled and walked away. At night, she cried in the arms of her husband. "Don't cry, my love," Mr. Mwangi would say, wiping her tears. "God's time is the best." The pressure grew stronger. Some of Mr. Mwangi's relatives told him to marry another wife. "Why are you wasting your life with a barren woman?" his uncle, Mzee Juma, asked one evening. "You need a child to carry on your name." Mr. Mwangi shook his head. "I love my wife. We will wait for God's blessing together." But not everyone was as patient as he was. Some of his friends at work mocked him. "A bank manager without a child? Who will inherit your wealth?" They laughed. Mama Aisha faced even worse insults. Women in the market refused to sit near her. Some even refused to eat at her restaurant, saying she had bad luck. One day, as she was serving food, a woman shouted, "I cannot eat from a barren woman who cannot give birth. What if she brings bad luck to me?" Tears welled up in Mama Aisha's eyes, but she did not say a word. One evening, after another day of sorrow, Mama Aisha decided to visit a new doctor in the city. She had been to so many hospitals before, but nothing had changed. Still, something in her heart told her to try again. The doctor, a kind elderly woman, listened to her story. After many tests, she smiled at Mama Aisha and said, "There is hope. We will try a new treatment, and by God's grace, you will have a baby." Mama Aisha held on to these words. She prayed harder, fasted, and believed that her time would come. Mr. Mwangi stood by her side, encouraging her every step of the way. Weeks turned into months, and then something strange happened. One morning, Mama Aisha felt so dizzy. She rushed to the hospital, her heart pounding. The doctor ran some tests and looked at her with bright eyes. "Mama Aisha," she said, "you are pregnant." Tears of joy rolled down her cheeks. She could not believe it. After 25 years of waiting, the miracle had come. When the news spread, some people rejoiced, but others refused to believe it. "It must be a lie," Mama Fatuma scoffed. "She's too old to have a child." But as months passed and Mama Aisha's belly grew bigger, no one could deny the truth. One day, she went for a scan, and the doctor gasped, "They are not one, not two, but 4 babies in your womb." Mama Aisha's eyes widened. "4? "Yes," the doctor said. "You are going to have quadruplets." The miracle was greater than she had ever imagined. The news of Mama Aisha's pregnancy spread like wildfire. People who once mocked her now whispered in surprise, "Did you hear? Mama Aisha is not just pregnant though. She's carrying 4 babies." Some people were happy for her, but others were filled with jealousy. Mama Fatuma, who always enjoyed gossip, refused to believe it. "She must have used charms," she said, shaking her head. "How can a woman who waited for 25 years suddenly carry 4 babies? But Mama Aisha did not care what people said. For the first time in years, she felt true happiness. Mr. Mwangi too was overjoyed. He treated his wife like a queen, making sure she ate well and rested enough. Carrying 4 babies was not easy. Mama Aisha's feet swelled, her back ached, and she could hardly walk without help. But through it all, she remained strong. One evening, She sat on the veranda of their house, looking at the sunset. Mr. Mwangi sat behind her, holding her hand. "Are you afraid?" he asked gently. Mama Aisha sighed. "A little, but I trust that God will take care of me." They sat in silence, watching the sky turn golden. As the months passed, Mama Aisha's belly grew bigger and heavier. The doctors warned her that carrying quadruplets was risky, but she held on to faith. One night, sharp pains woke her up. She clutched her belly and screamed, "Mwangi, something is wrong." Her husband jumped out of bed and rushed to her side. He quickly grabbed the car keys and helped her into the vehicle. The drive to the hospital felt like forever. At the hospital, doctors and nurses ran around, preparing for an emergency delivery. Mama Aisha was sweating, her hands shaking. "Please save my babies," she whispered as the doctors wheeled her into the operating room. The surgery was long. Mr. Mwangi paced outside the room, praying silently. Minutes felt like hours. Just when he thought he could not wait any longer, the sound of a baby's cry filled the air. Then another and another and another. A nurse rushed out, her face bright with joy, calls him into the theater room. "Congratulations, Mr. Mwangi. Your wife has given birth to 4 healthy babies, 2 boys and 2 girls." Tears rolled down Mr. Mwangi's cheeks. He could not believe it. After 25 years of waiting, after all the pain and insults, he was now a father. When Mama Aisha woke up, she was weak, but happy at last that her children had arrived. Mama Fatuma and the other gossipers heard the news. They could not believe it. "How is this possible?" one woman asked. "It is a miracle," another replied. Many of them, ashamed of their past, came to visit Mama Aisha at the hospital. One by one, they apologized. Never mock someone because of their time has not yet come. The years passed, and the quadruplets grew into strong and intelligent children. They brought laughter and happiness into Mwangi's home.